Yo, what's going on everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys another Boruto 2 Blue Vortex discussion. And today, I really want to shine what I believe is some much needed light on our favorite Sussy Baka, the mad scientist Amado Sanzu, because these recent events that we've gotten in the universe have given us room to discuss why I believe his flowers need to be given to him. This is a topic I wanted to do for a very long time, and I did want to send this to an editor, but I'm going to do this for myself. Also, the next Boruto chapter drops on the 18th this month. While we have full spoilers right now in terms of the text spoilers, the raw scans are not going to be dropping until tomorrow due to how hard it is to get scans on the weekend in Japan due to obviously they're being obtained through illegal methods. We're not entitled to spoilers, though we do welcome them. For that reason, the chapter review is likely going to be out on the 19th or the 20th this month, because the chapter review editor does need a couple days to maintain the quality you guys have gotten in the past Boruto 2 Blue Vortex chapter reviews. So I thank you guys in advance for your patience and for your understanding. So Amado Sanzu is without a question one of the most calculating and influential masterminds in the entire Naruto franchise, not just Boruto Naruto Next Generations, not just Boruto 2 Blue Vortex. His intelligence, his technological prowess, and the ability to manipulate events from the shadows make him arguably the most dangerous genius in the Naruto franchise. While characters like Danzo, Orochimaru, Zetsu, Shikamaru, Obito, they've all displayed exceptional intelligence and calculation, Amado surpasses all of them in ways that make them seem like stepping stones for the natural evolution for a genius in this era right now where science and technology have become a dominant aspect of the shinobi world itself, to a point where science and technology is right there with ninjutsu. That's why the whole underlying theme of can science and technology fit into the world of shinobi is so really interesting. So Amado's mastery of scientific ninja tech, it is a leap beyond anything Amado's counterparts in Orochimaru and Katsuki could ever do. So let me explain what I mean here. So Orochimaru was, for a long time in the series, the pinnacle of scientific advancement in Naruto. He revolutionized cloning, as we saw like with Mitsuki and Log and the Shin clones. He revolutionized human modification. We saw that while he was doing the stuff with the curse mark, and as well as ninja tech, like we see with the sound ninja that he gave those tools to that took part in the tuning exams. However, Amado not only mastered Orochimaru's scientific feats, but he's outright surpassed him. Let's start with the cloning breakthroughs. This goes beyond Orochimaru's work, in my opinion. So Orochimaru created Mitsuki and Log as artificial clones of himself, but they were ultimately new individuals that were separate from the individual. Amado, however, he took cloning onto a deeply personal level by trying to perfectly recreate his deceased daughter, Akibi, even something that Orochimaru himself never achieved. This level of cloning is not about recreating life. It's about rewriting the very concept of human mortality. Now, it should be worth noting, while all the clones that Amado made of Akibi, they all have Delta's personality, they don't have the personality of Akibi. One thing that they do have are the memories of Akibi. Orochimaru's clones, Mitsuki and Log, they do not have Orochimaru's memories. That is a sign of Amado surpassing him. Moreover, you should also look at it from this perspective too. Orochimaru's clones still required external intervention for proper growth. And Amado, on the other hand, he embedded those clones with the materials needed for them to have the memories of the originals. Then when you look at the ninja tech advancements that we've had in the series, this is also it. So it's gone from mere tools like Orochimaru was using to full body enhancement. So Orochimaru, for example, his technological advancements, they focus on external and biomechanical enhancements, something that people don't really want to focus on because it don't fit the narrative of ninja tools, they ruin Boruto. You can shut up with that. So Dosu's melody arm, it amplifies sound waves. That uses his chakra, just like Amado's ninja tech uses your chakra. Then when you get to Zaku's air cannons that are implanted into his arms, his hand. It uses his chakra. However, Orochimaru's modifications, they were still external tools, advanced but reliant on chakra manipulation. Amado's internalized technology is within the body itself, achieving complete biological augmentation. And it also uses the chakra of the person. It is why I say, like, if you know Ikimoto's inspirational Dragon Ball, he basically did what Dr. Gero did with Lapis and Lazuli, where he took 17 and 18, who are two normal teenage kids, and he augmented their bodies to the point where they could throw down and kill Super Saiyans. The mechanics inside of their body utilize their own ki, but there are other things inside of those mechanics to augment it to those high levels. Amado basically did the same thing. His scientific ninja tools, they offered direct stat increases, something that Orochimaru's augmentations, they never did. Zaku and Dosu never got significantly stronger just from those tools. They were given hacks abilities, but their physical stats never went up. However, when you look at Amado, he's got enhanced physical abilities via the ninja tech he puts in people. So Boro and Delta, extremely powerful beings, especially when Boro transformed. Boro was significantly stronger when he transformed to a point where Momoshiki needed to take Naruto's chakra and use a giant Rasengan to take him down. You also have self-prepare functions. So you had Delta and Kawaki, they're able to automatically heal themselves as they go through battle. You also have near immortality, because we see people like Victor and Boro being able to regenerate after getting entire chunks of their bodies blown up. You needed something as crazy as Kashin Koji's essence, a true essence flames, in order to take down Victor. The most staggering feat, in my opinion, was implanting Otustuski DNA into multiple car inners, a process that should have been impossible. Think about it for a second. This is how we know he surpassed Orochimaru. And this is just one aspect of it, by the way. Even Orochimaru, who experimented extensively with Kekkei Genkai, in particular with Hashirama's DNA, Yamato was the only person he successfully implanted that into. Everyone else died. We could basically say Yamato was a fluke. However, when you look at this, Amado successfully integrated alien genetics into a human without any massive drawbacks. Yet Amado's perfected this process. When you look at that again, all of the cyborgs in Kara, from Code to Delta to Kawaki, they're all stronger than many Kage level shinobi as a result of that. Then when you take it a step further, Amado is somebody who you got to give flowers to, because he's outwitted gods and geniuses. So Amado's strategic supremacy is at play here. Amado's not just a scientist, he is a mastermind who plays the long game of manipulation and deception against near unstoppable beings like Ishiki Otustuski. So he outsmarted Ishiki in the ultimate power play. Ishiki had thousands of years of experience. He had the Byakugan, which allowed him to see things on the most minuscule levels. He knew Amado was building cyborgs that were strong enough to kill Jigen. And yet, despite all of this, Amado successfully manipulated in a situation where Ishiki was relying on Jigen's weakened body, relying on Kara as tools, ensuring that Ishiki would never fully reach full power before being able to reincarnate, because he came up with that strategy to kill Jigen and then required a little bit of luck, but basically keep Kawaki away from Ishiki so he couldn't get the Karma Seal placed onto him, while simultaneously weakening Konoha as a byproduct of the fight. He didn't expect Naruto and Sasuke to survive, but the fact that Naruto survived and lost Kurama and Sasuke lost the Rinnegan, it's a win-win for somebody like that. He also secretly created Kashin Koji, who was a cyborg clone of Jiraiya, as a countermeasure, because Jigen told him, like, hey, these cyborgs, they gotta go, they're too strong. Kashin Koji was built up to the max he could be, and then he just happened to have Sage Mode, and he's able to go into Sage Mode instantaneously, something that even Jiraiya himself couldn't do. Amado's also somebody who was able to quickly use Shikadai as hostage to force Konoha's cooperation and defect with Kara's classified intel. They were all multiple steps in one larger plan. This wasn't just outsmarting ninja, it was about outmaneuvering god tier entities like Jigen and Ishiki, who should have seen through the deception. No human before Amado has ever successfully weakened and manipulated Otustuski in such a methodical manner, though if you want to make the joke that like Tenji, the guy that slept with Kaguya, he might have did it, but that's a joke though. Also, look at it from this perspective. He was playing Shikamaru the whole time. He outsmarted Konoha's top strategist. Shikamaru Nara, make no mistake, I love Shikamaru. He is easily one of the smartest minds in Naruto history, known for his ability to plan, as Osman said, 200 steps ahead. Despite this, even Shikamaru himself admitted that Amado might have been planning everything from the beginning, and to Shikamaru's credit, he's the only one in Konoha who looked at Amado and said, yo, I don't trust this guy. This guy's breathing, I don't trust him. This guy went to the bathroom, I don't trust him either. When questioned about his motives, Amado strictly claimed, like, hey, 6 months ago, even I couldn't have planned for all this. However, that was merely a tactic to disarm suspicion while secretly manipulating Kawaki into retaking his karma seal. Kawaki already had the arm placed back onto him. Amado was just waiting to manufacture the circumstances, which was him gaslighting and saying, man, I don't know if Naruto can beat Code. You might want to watch out. Playing on Kawaki's need and his symbiotic need to be with Naruto because of his obsession, Amado took advantage of that. Then when you look at it from this perspective, Ada told us the other thing. Amado has always had an answer for every single situation, whether it was Konoha's skepticism, Kawaki's unpredictability, even what was going on when Code was trying to kill him. He tells Ada, like, hey, you know, I got something you could use to get with Kawaki. He's always thinking a few steps ahead. And Ada says a lot of the times it's because Amado caused the problems. Even when Omnipotence was cast, rewriting the memories of everyone in the world, Amado was the first one inside of Konoha, outside of like the ones unaffected, who realized that it happened. And he chose to stay silent for 3 years, using this new reality to further his goal of reviving Akibi. Unlike other Naruto masterminds who operate through direct combat, while they do pull strings behind the scenes, people like Madara, Obito, and Danzo, they take more of the physical approach when push comes to shove. Amado's true strength, he ain't breaking any buildings with a punch. His strength is his mind. His strength is control. His strength is leverage. He never needs to fight because he controls the battlefield before the fight even begins. That's part of the reason why I find the character so fascinating. In a way, when you think about it, he is a cornerstone architect of the Boruto story. One of the biggest indicators of Amado's status as being the ultimate mastermind is how much of Boruto Naruto Next Generations and Boruto 2 Blue Vortex is shaped by his actions, even after he has seemingly taken a back seat. Kawaki's identity crisis and his obsession with protecting Naruto, we can make the very strong argument a lot of that is fueled by Amado's gaslighting. The rise of the car remnants, having to deal with Code, having to deal with all the car inners, even having to worry about people like Ada with the Senrigan, etc. Those are all people that Amado was experimenting on. Even Kashin Koji having 10 directions, it's because Amado experimented on his body. Even the conflict surrounding Otustuski's omnipotence and the altered memories that came from Kawaki using it, that never happens if Amado does not transplant Shibai's DNA into a teenage girl. Amado was also the first person to understand what was happening with omnipotence, and he used it to his advantage. Even Kashin Koji's reappearance and the rebellion against Kawaki was indirectly caused by Amado's earlier planning. So the reappearance is because Kashin Koji awakened 10 directions, saw all these possible timelines, and then the rebellion against Kawaki, that largely comes from the fact that Kashin Koji, using 10 directions, tells Boruto about a future timeline where, hey, Amado has restricted Kawaki's power. We can use this to take down Jura. Everything that we've seen right now is basically Amado being one step ahead. Even when he gets outmaneuvered, like with the Kawaki situation, he always has an answer to regain leverage. Him and Kawaki are at a bit of a stalemate right now, but he's not giving up all the leverage because he still has his shutdown code. He is always adapting and controlling events when they should be outside of his reach. Amado is a lot like prime Tom Brady. As much as you hate Tom Brady, as much as I hated Tom Brady, when it's the fourth quarter and it's a big game, I would not go against him unless he played my Giants in the Super Bowl. Then it was fuck Tom Brady. But I say this to say this. Amado is the greatest mastermind in Naruto history, and I'm going to break down why by using multiple characters for a comparison. I'm going to use different categories. So to compare Amado to other masterminds in Naruto, we see, and human masterminds, we're going to take Zetsu out of this. So for human masterminds, the criteria is going to be scientific genius, strategic planning, manipulation, and impact on the story. So here's what we have here. So for Orochimaru, for scientific genius, absolutely cloning and ninja tech. For strategic planning, I'd say medium. Orochimaru came up with some plans, but they weren't necessarily the best ones thought out. When it comes to manipulation, high. Orochimaru, low-key, was one of the better gaslighters in the series. Then when you get to the impact on the story, Orochimaru had a high impact on the story. I know some people downplay it. Some people might even argue with me that it's moderate, but I give him high impact. So when you get to Danzo, you got genetic enhancements. You got curse seals that are being used. You have strategic planning, I'd say high, very calculated. Manipulation, high, very, very good at manipulating. When it gets to impact on the story, Uchiha Massacre, got to give him high. So then when you get to Madara, scientific genius, that's more so limited to battle experience. Like he thought like, oh yeah, I made Black Zetsu of my will and blah, blah, blah. Nah, Zetsu was using, fam. When it gets to strategic planning, extreme. When it gets to manipulation, oh, that's definitely extreme. When it gets to impact on the story, that's extreme. When you get to Obito, no science. When it gets to strategic planning, that's high. I wouldn't go extreme for Obito. When it gets to manipulation, that's extreme. When you get to impact on the story, that's definitely extreme. I mean, he's the reason Naruto grew up without any parents. When it gets to Shikamaru, there's no science to Shikamaru. When it gets to extreme strategic planning, absolutely. When it gets to manipulation, that's low. Like Shikamaru's okay at manipulation, but I'm just going by the manga. I don't give a damn what happened in anime because I'm not watching all that filler. But I said to say this, like manipulation, low. Like the best example I can think of him manipulating somebody is more so Hidan. When you get into impact on the story, I'd say Shikamaru's impact is pretty high, underratedly high in my opinion. Then when you get to Amado, scientific genius, I mean the guy's peak technology. When it gets to strategic planning, that's obviously extreme. When it gets to manipulation, that's extreme. When it gets to impact on the story, that is extreme. Amado, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, is the natural evolution of intelligence in Naruto. He is combining Orochimaru's scientific knowledge, Shikamaru's tactical genius, Danzo's ability to manipulate others, and Madara's long-term planning. In a shinobi world where technology is slowly matching traditional arts being, of course, ninja arts, Amado is the ultimate puppeteer, a man who controls events without ever needing to throw a single punch. So in conclusion, I think he's the final, I wouldn't say final, I would think he's the ultimate mastermind. Amado Sanzu's legacy in Boruto cements him as the greatest strategist, scientist, manipulator in the entire Naruto universe. His influence will likely continue shaping the story far beyond what we currently see, proving that the era of scientific ninja tools intelligence, this is the greatest weapon of all, which is all the more why Boruto saying I'm still a shinobi is so freaking important. Obviously, if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing and clicking here on the left to check out this Naruto Explained video. Click here above to check out this video for my Everything One Piece Explained channel, or click this video on the right to check out this video for my Anime Explained channel where I talk about non-Naruto content.